It is with great pride that we actually present to you our new product, which is the Cerv AI. This is a colposcope, no? But if you kind of look at it, it seems like it's a thermometer scanner, no? In the malls whenever you enter. But it is a colposcope, and this will be the one that I believe will help us eliminate cervical cancer in this country. How? We'll show you how.
Like polio, cervical cancer is the only cancer that can be prevented. The World Health Organization recommends countries to attain by year 2030 the 90-70-90, where 90% of women aged 9 to 14 be given HPV vaccination. Do we act now, or do we wait for government to provide us with the vaccine? 70% of our women population should have undergone cervical screening. The World Health Organization Health Survey reports only a dismal 7.7% of our women population had undergone cervical cancer screening in 2001, and 90% of those with cervical pre-cancer or with precancerous lesions and those with full-blown cervical cancer must be treated. But how can we address the lack of screening facilities, centers, and doctors in the rural areas and in those marginalized communities? With your help, we can shape a better world of tomorrow for our children and the generations to come. With your help, we can create cervical cancer awareness campaigns, highlighting the importance of vaccine to mothers, allowing their children to get the vaccination. We too can conduct cervical cancer screening, barangay to barangay, villages to villages, remotely, practically anywhere, anytime, using the aid of a mobile colposcope and artificial intelligence technology. Using AI, cervical cancer screening interpretations will be made more accurate, and the results you can now get lightning fast within 5 minutes. We too can now treat immediately patients with very early pre-cancer lesions as sanctioned by the World Health Organization Screen and Treat Protocol. We can likewise do colposcopy guided biopsy for patients with severe precancerous to early cervical cancer lesions. The only missing link to make everything happen is you. So how can we conduct cervical screening to a population of 25 million Filipinos women aged 25 to 64 years of age every 3 years? The World Health Organization says we've got to screen at least 70% of the 25 million population. Where do we start? Sounds impossible, right? Imagine if we have 1,200 cervic units, each strategically located nationwide, where each unit is equipped with Cervic AI and should constitute a trained nurse or a midwife. Now, supposing each unit goes mobile, conducting cervical awareness and screening barangay to barangay, village to village at a rate of 20 patients in a day, Monday through Friday, for 242 days in a year, which is practically less the Saturdays and the Sundays and the holidays, for the next 3 years. What do you think could they accomplish? They could accomplish 17,424,000 women screened, which is practically 76,000 women shy of the WHO goal of 70% of 25 million or 17,500,000. I have not included the screening from the private sector, which will perhaps add to more than what is expected. But where would we get 1,200 Cervic units roaming around our country? As of September 2019, the Philippines has 1,488 municipalities and 146 cities. If only each municipality and city we could get them to sign and have their respective units, then the elimination of cervical cancer in this country could become a reality. And like any big dreams, almost all started from small beginnings. The question now is, would you want to take part in a project like this, saving lives? If so, here is our proposal. The project entails to come up with cervical screening caravan as an initial project, one in the north of Manila and one in the south of Manila. With your help, we may be able to identify a place where you want us to conduct the screening in the provinces where there are less doctors. Why in the provinces and not in the city? In a study by Sorenda, JT, 2019 UPPGH, which compared urban versus rural community cervical screening program, you can see the disparity between those in Manila or those in Bicol area, which is some 400 miles south of Manila. Screening is very low in the rural areas compared to the urban, 0.39% versus 5.5%. Screening facilities in the rural area is low, about 40% compared to 100% in the urban Manila. The number of clinic to population ratio is low in the rural area, which is one clinic serving 9,196 women population. And the number of medical personnel serving the women population is low in the rural area at 1 in every 1,751 women. Is to hire more personnel the solution or to make them efficient? We plan to conduct 5 different sites in the north, Monday through Friday straight, to screen about 20 patients per day. While it may seem small, the rippling effects of these small things that we do are extraordinary. Besides, my goal is to immerse you first into this project every step of the way, to provide you with information and to answer your queries, and more importantly, to make you experience how you can become a hero in someone's life. I could not overemphasize that by each time we are able to detect a pre-cancer lesion or an early cervical cancer, you have already saved that patient's lives. In a study by Domingo et al., they looked at the incidence of the stage of disease of patients seeking consultation at the UPPGH. More than half, or 52%, are already in their late stages or stage 3. A quarter, or 25%, are on their stage 2. These women with stage 3 have 5-year survival rate of 30% in the next 5 years. What this means is only 3 of the 10 women could still be alive after 5 years. Another point to consider is the cost of treatment. The cost of treatment at this stage is more or less around 200 to 500,000 pesos. Now, check the 5-year survival rate of those who were detected to have pre-cancerous lesions because of the cervical screening you have done. Their chances of survival within the next 5 years is excellent, 100%. This shows that cervical cancer screening truly saves lives. This ends my lecture.
And I just wanted to say thank you for listening. The response to Think About Things has been overwhelming. Stay healthy, stay fabulous. You guys are beautiful. Never forget that.